Alright, YouTubers, what's happening? We got a couple new knives today that I want to go over with you. These are some new budget models from Tangram, which is Kaiser's ultra budget line. They have their Vanguard series, which is their G10 and VG10 renditions of a lot of their regular knives, and then they have this Tangram company, which I've reviewed the Santa Fe before, which was one of my favorite budget knives of last year. So they came out with a couple new models. This is the Orion. Right here, it's a flipper. G10 handle scales on bearings. 440 Akuto steel, the same as the other Tangrams. And then we have the Vector, which is a button lock thumb stud opening knife, which is pretty unique. You know, you don't see a lot of button locks. Hogue does them, but you just don't see them that often. And I really like them, actually. They're pretty fun to use and to have. So we thought we'd just cover both these in the same knife, or same video. Now you get the same packaging as usual with these. Both these knives came like this with a little cleaning cloth and then the cardboard, which is pretty fun. It's different packaging. I like it. Your price point on these guys is going to be about 40 bucks. 42 for this one. This one came in a little higher at 45. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because it's aluminum handles instead of G10 is my only guess. But we'll go ahead and talk about them one at a time and move this out of the way. Let's start with the Orion. So this is their newest model, just came out. You're looking at a blade length of around 3.35 inches with this nice stonewash finish. Your total overall length is 7.42 inches. They run this steel at a Rockwell from 58 to 60. 440 Akuto has been around for a little while. It's something that CRKT used to use on the what was that Ken Onion design knife? It's totally escaping me, but it's a decent steel. It's the Japanese version of 440C essentially. It's my understanding of that steel. So it's not the best, but it's definitely better than like CR13 or AUS 8 or anything that you're going to find in this price range. Let's go ahead and see how much this knife weighs. You're looking at a weight of 3.5 ounces. See, they have it listed at 2 point something ounces on Amazon. I thought that can't be right. It does not feel that light. So you do have a 4-way position pocket clip on this guy. You can carry this right or left side, tip up or tip down. It is not a deep carry clip. Seems like a decent clip. Let's go ahead and remember to do this. I don't always remember to do this, and I'm trying to, because I know it's important to a lot of people. So try to get a pair of pants here and show you how deep it carries in the pocket. So you're gonna have a little bit of knife sticking up. Definitely not a deep carry, but it's not bad. And how about the Vector? While we're doing this, might as well. Not gonna be deep carry either, but you have just a little bit hanging out, so not too bad. All right. So nice little budget model. I've been very impressed with the fit and finish of the Tangram knives that I've had, especially for the money. You can tell that Kaiser is definitely manufacturing these because these are very well put together. It has stainless steel liners that are skeletonized, so that reduces some of the weight. It's a pretty lightweight knife for its size. Your handle length is going to be, I think I actually have a tape measure here, old school one, like the one they use for, these are pretty accurate though, pretty good. So you're just right around 4-inch handle, looks like maybe just a tenth shy. This is what I like about these kind of tape measures, is you can get it right up on there. So yeah, you're just right at 4 inches. So right at a 4-inch handle, so it's a good size. It's got good ergonomics. You have a nice little finger choil here for your index finger. It kind of locks in right there by that flipper tab. Nice jimping up here. Kind of a different style of jimping than I've never seen before. Look at that. It's different, but it works. It's not too aggressive, but it definitely locks that thumb in right there. So that's nice. Nice, beautiful stone washing on the blade. Got kind of a modified Wharncliffe type blade. Kind of a little bit more belly than a typical Wharncliffe. Flipping action's pretty good. It's definitely on bearings, and it's not the strongest detent out there, so it's not going to fly open, but it flips well. I mean, I haven't yet. It's got a lot of oil on it too right now, so I'll probably have to tune that in a little bit and get some of that oil off. But they ship, just this way. But overall, a really good sized knife. Nice to see them do a budget flipper. They had one other model that was a flipper, but it was kind of a strange duck because it was only left-hand carry, which is totally weird. In today's, usually it's the lefties that get left out. No pun intended. So, but yeah, this is a nice little budget guy. I like it. So for $42, good ergonomics, good steel, good, I mean, not a bad steel. You know, you can get D2 right around this price range though, or 14C28M, which may be a better choice. But the scales are nicely scalloped, we'll call it. The color of G10 is really strange. It's like a kind of a two-tone brown and green. It's also available in a black G10. I thought this was like gray on the pictures, so the picture on Amazon is definitely not right. But overall, I like it. It feels great in the hand. Pretty lightweight for its size. Nice flipping action. Yeah, and that's, you know, another good option from Tangram as a budget EDC knife. I think for the money, these guys are hard to beat as far as their fit and finish and their quality is concerned. I like the addition of the sharpening choil right here, ricasso right there. You can see that's obviously what that's for. Way too small for your finger. But the flipping action is good. The ergonomics are fantastic. The G10 scales offer a lot of grip. We'll do some cutting and you'll see how they do in that. So let's move on to the Vector. Now this one caught my eye because it was a button lock. Now I haven't seen videos. The Orion just came out, so I'm not surprised there's no videos on it yet. But the Vector is not a new one. It's been out a little while, and I haven't seen anything on this one. I don't know if it didn't appeal to people, or maybe it was the price is a little higher than the other ones. I think it's just because it's the aluminum scales versus G10. This one is black aluminum, obviously, with some nice milling on it, just for design, I guess. It's a pretty small knife. I want to say the blade is under 3 inches for sure. Yeah, it's 2.89, and your overall length is 6.79. That gives you a handle length of under 4 inches for sure. Yeah, you're about 3 3/4 inches. And as far as your handle, so you're under a 3-inch blade, and so it's a smaller knife. But the nice thing is that's, you know, it's got a good size handle still. With this kind of forced finger choil, which I'm typically not a fan of, it actually works well. I can get a full 4-finger grip on the knife, and that's what's most important to me in a small knife. As long as I can get all my fingers on there, you can see I've got a little bit left over with a medium-sized glove. So if you've got huge hands, you know, this is definitely going to be small, but you're probably not looking at a knife this size if you do anyway. The action's nice on it. This is a Kim Ning design, which I believe is one of the Kaiser designers, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, or they've used him on some Kaiser knives. You've got a interesting blade shape on this guy. It's a drop point with a rather large swedge up here, and then you've got a slight recurve right there in the blade. So that's interesting, interesting blade shape. The pocket clip is just left or right hand tip up carry only, so this is not a multi-carry option unlike the Orion. So you got a nice lanyard hole there. Seems very well put together. Let's look at our handle thickness. Should have done that in the other one. The other one's pretty thin. I think this is going to be over a 1/2 inch by just the feel. Oh, just shy. 0.4735. And your handle length. Your blade thickness, should have done this on the other one, I will, is 0.1015. Let's see how thin these guys are ground. 0.029, not bad. Should be a pretty good slicer. Let's do the same thing on the Orion. Your handle width is 0.4275 inches. Blade stock is 0.1140, it's a little thicker. Your thinness behind the edge looks pretty good on these. 0.027, so yeah, pretty thinly ground. So both of these guys are not, you know, under a 1/2 inch thick, not very thick blade stock, so they'll be good slicers, good cutters. You have dual thumb studs on this one. You can open it with your middle finger like that, or you can use the main thumb stud. If you want to slowly open that knife for deployment, you certainly can as well. It does have stainless liners, and they are skeletonized. And the weight on this guy feels a little heavier than I anticipated. Not that it's heavy at all, but it's 3.4 ounces, and that was what about the Orion was, 3.5, and it's a smaller knife, so the Orion has a little bit better weight to handle ratio and weight to blade ratio. That's a thing. I just made that up. But I like the button lock. It's smooth. Button locks are fun. Typically only used in autos, also called plunge locks. But I like them. They're kind of fun. And the Hogue ones I always had, they were so... It's got a pretty good detent. Look at that. It's going to suck that in. So you're going to have a nice snappy action, nice snappy opening. Then you can one-hand close it with the button lock. So I do like them. I wish they were used in more knives. But overall, pretty impressive new offerings from Kizer, or from Tangram, which is Kizer's budget line. You can get these on Amazon. I'll put links in the descriptions. Like I said, they're about 40 bucks, $40 to $45. The Santa Fe is still only 30 bucks, and in my eyes is the best buy. But I think these are just priced higher because they're new. This one, like I said, is the materials. The aluminum's a little bit more expensive, so you get a little more premium feel, I guess. A lot of people like G10. I like G10. The Orion's a good buy at 42 bucks. It's a little bigger than the Santa Fe, and it has G10 scales, and it's on bearings. It's a good little flipper. It's got good ergos. Of these two, I would say the Orion's a better buy, but I do like both of them. And if you like button locks, and if you like non-flippers, and you need a knife under 3 inches, this is definitely a great EDC option. So, all right, guys, that's been a first impressions video on the new Tangram models, the Orion and Vector. Any questions or comments, leave them down below, and we will see you on the next one.